Good morning students, welcome to your social science class. Yesterday we have completed chapter number 3, Motions of the Earth of Geography. So today we will revise this chapter again before going ahead. So let's start the chapter. In this chapter we have read about two motions of the earth. One is rotation and the other one is revolution. And what is a rotation? Rotation of the earth is the movement of the earth on its own axis, while revolution is the movement of the earth around the sun in a fixed path called its orbit. So when the earth rotates on its axis, the day and nights are formed, and when the earth revolves around the sun, it causes season. The next point is, we have read earth always remain tilted to one side, while revolution it is inclined from the vertical line at an angle of 23.5 degree. Okay. The next is earth, the imaginary line that separates the lighted part of the earth from the dark one is known as circle of illumination. It means that part of the earth which receives direct sunlight from the sun observes day, and the backside of the earth which doesn't receive the sunlight is in the darkness. And the imaginary line that separates the lighted part of the earth from the dark one is known as circle of illumination. When the distance between sun and the earth is minimum, then this situation is called the perihelion. Perihelion is derived from the word peri, which means near, and helion means sun. When the distance between sun and earth is maximum, then this situation is called aphelion, whereas ap means far and aphelion means sun. In this chapter we have read about effects of revolution also. There are many effects of revolution on the earth. Difference in the duration of day and night. Next is difference in the distribution of heat over the surface of the earth. It causes the cycle of seasons. And we know that the earth completes one revolution around the sun in 1 year, and it causes seasons. Mainly there are 5 seasons: spring, summer, rainy, autumn and winter. And the cycle of season is caused due to the revolution of the earth around the sun. And the next is the inclination of the earth's axis at a fixed angle and direction. And in this chapter we have read about the summer solstice, which happens on 21st June. And on 21st June, that is yesterday, it was 21st June, and the northern hemisphere experiences the longest day and the shortest night. Okay, the same position of the earth on 21st June is known as summer solstice, whereas winter solstice, it is observed on 22nd December. Okay, in this position the south pole is inclined towards the sun, and it experiences the longest day and the shortest night on 22nd December. We know that when there is day in the northern hemisphere, then there will be opposite in the southern hemisphere. Like in the northern hemisphere, when there are summers, in the winter, in the southern hemisphere there will be winter. And on the 21st June we observe summer solstice, and same we observe 22nd December when there is winter season. Spring and autumn equinoxes are on 21st March and 23rd September. So that is what we all have read in this chapter, Motions of the Earth. So go through the chapter at home and revise the key terms of the chapter. This is all for today. Have a good day.